In this video, I will explain why I lost a lot of money on Stellantis. I invested in this stock a couple of months ago, quarters ago, and I lost some big money on this one. So let me explain what went wrong. This is also the goal of this YouTube channel, to show some accountability and to show you that everybody will make mistake. Even your favorite YouTubers, some finance YouTubers will make mistakes. Wall Street analysts will make mistakes. Everybody will do mistakes in this investment field, and I'm making this video so that you don't fall into the same trap that I fell into. We will make mistakes together, and if you can avoid this mistake, good for you. In case you are new to this YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Christophe Nour. I've been investing in the stock market for almost a decade, and I have achieved a performance of 25% per year, including this mistake. So let's start. I bought Stellantis not too long ago. It was over here at, let me check the latest 5 years, here at 17, 18. Okay, this was my buying range in the beginning of 2023. So almost 2 years of ownership. And at the time, the story was pretty clear. Stellantis is a car maker. It's a merger from 2021 between Fiat Chrysler and Peugeot, our French Peugeot, and the merger was pretty nice, with a lot of brands, with a lot of free cash flow generation. And at the time in 2023, the company was trading quite cheaply, let's say a PE of 5. Okay. They generated some very nice free cash flow margins, maybe the second highest free cash flow margins in the industry. And they had a great dividend program, like 10% dividend yield, and a good buyback program, like 3 or 4% of the shares. So here was the story, and you had some inflation, especially in the US during 2021, 2022, and now they plan to do more production of cars, 2023. The CEO, Carlos Tavares, is well known to be strict on cost, very effective, cost-cutting measure, efficiency, margins, free cash flow. So I love it. I love it. The buyback plan was here, dividend plan was here. The company was very, very cheap, and I pretty like the management. So let me buy the shares. Immediately after I bought, the stock went from 17 to 29, and it was here. During the peak was in March 2023. And since the peak of March 2023, the stock fell 55%. And I sold, I don't know, around here, around 13, 14. So it's a 50% loss from the peak. And I'm the dumb guy who held this bag until the drop, and maybe it will rebound, and maybe I will miss out on great gains, but I am not comfortable owning this company anymore. Let me explain the story. They, as I said previously, you have had some inflation, a lot of inflation in the US, especially for cars. So you price up your cars, more raw material prices, and now cars are expensive. It turns out that as inflation collapsed a little bit, cars were too expensive, and nobody wanted to buy their expensive cars. They have brands like Jeep, for example. Maybe you're familiar with that in the US. Jeep is very, very well known, and Stellantis has had some issues with North America because nobody wanted to buy their expensive cars. Basically, that's the story. And because nobody wants to buy your expensive car, you still have your cars in your inventory, in your parking lots, and there is a price to hold this inventory. You pay every month, you pay every quarter, so you are here with a lot of cars. Nobody wants to buy them from you, and you have to buy the maintenance cost. And additionally, you need to reinvest in new EVs, new electric vehicles, because competition is coming for you. And at the same time, that's here, stagnant, and you see no demand, and your cars are too expensive. And okay, but everybody knew this, and still the stock was going up and up and up and up. And now things started to continue, and management continued to update us shareholders about their North America issue, lack of sales for the cars, and you started to see some change in management. Some key people from the management left the company, and everything turned in during this summer. I think it was over here. Before this summer, the company Stellantis was expected to have a guidance for 2024 and produce some nice free cash flow. And they completely changed their guidance. They said instead of generating free cash flow, we will now burn free cash flow from plus $5 billion to minus $5 billion. Let me Stellantis change in guidance. Let me give you the proof of what I'm saying. By the way, if you're looking for a complete framework to analyze stocks and build a strong portfolio, I have a coaching program. More on that at the end of the video. Stellantis full year, it's September 2024. Come on, do I have the summary here? We are lowering our full year margin guidance for double digits to 6%. And we are reducing our free cash flow guidance from positive 5 billion euros to negative 5 billion euros. Negative 5 to 10 billion euros. So that's a complete mess, complete change in narrative. You still have problems that are not solved. You are still struggling. Management is leaving your company. And we learned, I think it was, here, that the CEO, Carlos Tavares, was fired. Stellantis stock. And he resigned, he retired. We will never know the real story over here. But you have a big drawdown for Stellantis. And where was it? It was here, 1 month ago. Here, like minus 5% one day. And in France, when somebody is announcing its departure, exit on a Sunday afternoon, that's a big deal. So I don't think the mood for Stellantis was great because they had to announce something on a Sunday afternoon. I think it was they fired the CEO, and I think this is what happened. Too bad. I like Carlos Tavares, and I think he's one of the best CEO in this car industry, and the car industry is very difficult to operate in. So good job, but not enough for this big industry. And since then, since the drop, the stock rebounded a little bit. They have an interim CEO with the Exor family, Daniele family, and basically the TLDR is I invested for the capital allocation position, for the cash, for the industry, margin leading, free cash flow leading, and everything changed. The industry is no longer the same. You have a lot of issues. Management is leaving. The CEO is leaving. The guidance is changing. All the investment thesis changed. And for these reasons, I'm out. The only thing remaining here, as we are speaking today, as of December, is we have a high dividend yield, like 12%, and a buyback program. Okay, how long can they give and pay dividends? The moment they cut the dividends because of cost-saving measures, my guess is the stock will crash like a rock, will drop like a rock. Now let me show you. Yeah, the stock is very cheap. Let me show you on Guru Focus some stuff. The company has been very profitable since COVID. That is extremely good, and they have a lot of cash. They are net cash. They have they have the industrial debt, but overall the cash is very healthy for the company. And for the latest data, you see here, net income is crashing. Free cash flow is crashing recently. This is on a quarterly basis. And you see that now you have $40 billion of cash, $35 billion of debt. So you are still at net cash. You can still use this cash to do buybacks. And this is what they do. They are buying back their shares until they don't. So I watched some videos about this industry. People on Twitter or on YouTube talking about the industry. Basically, they are all right. The conclusion from all the videos I saw on the internet is, yes, this is a struggling industry. If they rebound in 2025, it will be an okay scenario. And if they crash, it will be completely terrible. And the industry is very cyclical, so you have the ups and downs of the industry. The best time to invest in this industry is when nobody wants to buy them. Maybe this is now, maybe not, I don't know. But I am tired of struggling companies. I made a video previously a few weeks ago saying only want to invest in winning companies. I want to get rid of struggling companies. And I see Stellantis as a struggling company. And you know what is even more insane? I didn't learn anything in this loss. I already knew that this industry, the car making industry, was cyclical, and you don't buy them at a cheap valuation because trees don't grow to the sky, especially for this industry. I already knew that you have to buy low and sell high at the peak, and then before it collapses. But I was standing here, holding my bag, going lower and lower and lower, and I invested around 17, bought more along the way, and I sold at 13, 14. I mean, I sold, around 13. So I learned nothing about it, but my advice for you is to be very, very, very cautious when it comes to cyclical companies, industrials, especially cars. Right now, you see the auto industry being wrecked. You have other companies, not only in France, not only in Europe, but worldwide, that are very much, they are struggling. They are struggling a lot. This is a very difficult industry. You have the Chinese car makers that are coming and stealing the market share from everybody. Our German neighbors are struggling a lot. And even in the US, you have some great competitive pressure from Tesla. So now I learned my lesson about not touching this industry. This is the price of the lesson of not touching them. I'm like a child who knows that something is, spicy, but I want to try it anyway because I want to experience the pain to not do it again. So it's okay. It's okay. I know in the future I will never go back to this industry. And just be careful, guys. These cheap stocks, not necessarily in the auto industry, but in the marine transportation, oil and gas, all these difficult industries will see cheap valuation. The valuations are cheap for a reason. It's because the future is not rosy. Nobody expects them to rebound. And the investment thesis was pretty clear over there. We already knew the struggles. I suppose people here expected the management to save the ship, save the boat, but seems like everything collapsed. The guidance, the margins, the management, all the industry, everything collapsed. I've seen some articles saying that this is one of the worst period for automakers. I couldn't agree more. This is a very, very tricky industry, and now they are struggling very much. So yeah, this is just a quick video to update with you that I made a huge mistake here and will never go back to this industry. If you like this content, I have an investing coaching program. In this program, you will learn a complete investing process. You will learn how to find good stock ideas, how to properly value stocks, when to buy, when to sell, so that you can build a strong portfolio with great companies. Additionally, in this coaching program, you will have access to my personalized guidance for long-term results. We will do weekly calls where we analyze stocks together, and you will have access to my private number available 24/7 for full support. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. Click the first link in the description below to get more information. You will get a short video that explains how everything works completely for free. No need for your mail address. Just click the first link in the description and I'll see you on the other side.